talking dinosaur as disturbing as he did. I know I suggested we spar here, but I believed you would be less destructive. Vokesen's armor thinned. His body shrank. A cloaked, red-headed elf replaced the reptile. What good is training where you hold back, Fourthborn? Don't you always want to fight to your utmost? That's absurd, Zaena replied. Most of my encounters in this city have required me to hold back. I understand there is a time and place for full power. She pointed at him. You held back when you didn't hurt Carl and the agents. They were too weak to withstand much, Vokesen explained with a hint of boredom in his voice. That's not the case with you and me. True, but is it the case for these trees? Zaena furrowed her brow. I'll have to figure out a better way to spar with you that doesn't involve destroying nature. The abandoned factory from our last session was a good choice, but there were all those reports on the news the next day. Now people believe it's haunted. It's not necessary to spar, Vokesen shrugged. No sparring means no location to worry about. You're the one who suggested we begin sparring. Yes, because one way to see the true soul of a person is to observe how that person conducts themselves in battle. Vokesen stared at her. But it isn't the only way. Is this about proving my strength to you? Zaena asked. Will battling you repeatedly convince you to take my request to your people? No, it's as I said. I want to look into your soul. It's related to your request, but not the same thing, and battling each other isn't the only way I can investigate it. What have you found? Zaena asked. What does my soul look like to you? Vokesen grinned. I'm not sure yet. I know what you've presented, but it's not enough to convince me. This is about more than worrying if the Terrelin family wants to relive the past. These things take time, Fourthborn. Zaena almost told him to stop calling her that, but demurred. It was a statement of fact, and showing offense over a freedom-loving anti-royal like a desert elf using a minor nickname wouldn't get her what she needed. She peered at the sky and smiled at the rain flowing over her dome. It's beautiful, isn't it? What? Vokesen craned his neck. I don't see anything. The rain. Everything was perfect in the kingdom, but we didn't create rain. A light surface-level spray of water isn't as glorious as water falling uncontrolled from the sky. Zaena stretched her arms above her and allowed a hole in the dome so water could fall on her. Look at me! I'm free from Shawshank! What? Vokesen stared at her. What's a Shawshank? Is this some forest elf ritual? Never mind. Zaena frowned and filled the hole, thinking Grace and Carl would have appreciated the reference. After our last sparring session in November, you mentioned going to the Mojave Desert to commune. I was surprised by that. There are closer patches of desert available. It's a place I find pleasant, Vokesen explained, though admittedly inferior to the enclave in the Atacama. Zaena was always fascinated by how the different tribes had approached their enclaves. The royal elves had dug a subterranean forest paradise underneath the ice in Antarctica at a huge cost in magic and effort. The desert elves remained on the surface, protected from the creeping azure by the power of their nexus, and from humans by powerful illusions and shields. I know we've only interacted a handful of times since we met. Zaena motioned around. Isn't that enough for you to look into my soul and find what you need? I'd appreciate an early Christmas present. Vokesen gave her a curious look before the corners of his mouth curled into a smirk. A Christmas present? It's a time of giving, Zaena shrugged. That reminded her of a few things she needed to ask her friends about. But I'm more interested in that Christmas marks about 2 months since our first encounter. You're overeager, Vokesen suggested.